Welcome to Chasing Winners. Peter O'Neill, David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw are about to join you to preview the meeting from Mandurah in the Peel tonight. They will also look in depth at the meeting from Cannington tomorrow night. The boys will also be joined by Ryan Levitsky, who will provide his best over the 2 nights of chasing. Let the chase begin.
A very good morning, everyone. Welcome along to Chasing Winners. Looking forward to what is going to be a big weekend of greyhound racing. The heats of the Peter Thomas on Saturday night. And, of course, later on today, we've got the all-important box draws for the National Sprint and Distance Championship and also the Group 3 National Straight Track Championship as well. That's coming up at 1:45 today via the Greyhound Racing South Australian Greyhound Racing South Australian Facebook page. 1:45, I presume that'll be the South Australian time, so that'll make it around about just after 12 o'clock here in WA. Exciting times on the national scene, as I say. Very good morning to David Shortte and Jesse Erenshaw. How are you, Shorty?
I'm really well, thank you, Pete. Good morning to your good self. Jesse, everyone up nice and early with us on this Friday morning for Chasing Winners. Exciting times ahead across there. Of course, that box draw function taking place at the Adelaide Oval today, Pete, which is absolutely superb, really high-profile venue and a great opportunity for greyhound racing and its participants to be there at a iconic stadium. They've done a wonderful job with the stadium renovations many years ago, Pete, and quite fitting that they've got the box draw there today. And the good news overnight, we had Miss Envy trial between races there at Angle Park. We spoke to Sean Matheson yesterday in regards to this, and Miss Envy was super impressive, running 30 and 24 there last night, which is, for people that don't sort of know the times there at Angle Park, it's right up there with the slickest of times that their top grade dogs run, and maybe even a touch quicker than what we've seen there in recent times. So excellent to see that Miss Envy has seen the track, handled it, gone really quick. Obviously, it's a bit different in a field, but she handled herself very well in our WA Sprint final, and she's going to be a live hope going into that final.
And Jessie, as I say, good morning to you. She's currently the second favourite. Andrew Hamilton has put up a market for On Tab Touch. Flying Zulu currently at $2. Miss Envy, $3.80. Uncle Tommy, the other WA star, he's at $5. And then go out to double figure odds. Smooth Plain heads the rest. So WA has 2 of the top 3 fancies in the National Sprint Championship final next Saturday night.
And I think the big factor with that, Pete, is they don't need to draw well necessarily, albeit a Group 1 final. Both of them have enough pace to offset whatever box they get. Do we have a market for the distance as well,
Not
Pete?
yet. No, it's still being put together, but that's going to be interesting as well from a WA point of view.
Yeah, I think Weston Booney's probably got enough speed to lead over the 7:31 at Angle Park. The last little bit will test, as it will for most of these greyhounds, but hopefully he can run well. Do we have any idea when he will trial Weston Booney?
I'm not 100% sure on the trial scenario for Booney or indeed Uncle Tommy, but I think both of those 2 dogs are probably a lot more seasoned than Miss Envy, so they've been to different tracks and handled them in the past, so a little look around I'm sure will benefit them going in. Just quickly looking at that market, Pete, Flying Zulu, very talented. The 2 WA dogs are right there. The dog that looks overs to me in that early market is Smooth Plain, $10. Won the Victorian Sprint final in really impressive fashion. This dog's got a big motor. It's a really experienced race dog. It's been to a pile of different tracks and performed incredibly well. I think it'll start a bit shorter than the $10 it's currently on offer. So initial look at that market, Smooth Plain, you could have an each-way play there around the $10, and I think the dog will be right there and give you a great run for your money. I think the other prices are pretty right.
And the other big news coming... Sorry, Jesse.
Weston Booney will trial on the 18th, so what's that, Sunday?
Yes.
Box to box at Angle Park.
Yep.
And
Excellent.
then Uncle Tommy, see if they've got him down here as well. Trialling Monday night over the 5:30 between races.
All right, looking forward to that. And good to see that they're having a look at the track as well. And good to see Timmy Gummo is going to be a special guest as the VIP on the Greyhound Jet Set a little bit later on this afternoon. It's been very, very popular. I know you had the great man a couple of weeks ago in Darren Rowe.
Yes.
And he has been, this is the big news on the Greyhound scene, he's been poached. He's been removed from Pinjarra Bakery.
Yes.
And he is set up under the hospice of David Hobby. Like David Hobby's gone all out to get the best baker in the business in his new establishment in Nambulla. So isn't it great for the greyhound people down there?
Indeed, yeah. And we got to sample some of the goodies last week. The train brought in some donuts for the crew, and they were absolutely first class. So tremendous to see. And it's no surprise that he's been poached, Pete, because, of course, Dave Hobby, he's obviously had a little bit of a look into the future and the crystal ball and thought, if I give this guy a nice dog or two, I might be able to get him over the line for the bakery. And sure enough, they had feature race success there with the distance potential in recent weeks. So you can see how that's all coming together.
And as a good businessman always does, Jesse, when you're starting up a new business, you normally give out a few freebies. So Dave thought he'd send... Darren Rowe, thought he'd send a few donuts in to the team here at Chasing Winners. So Shane Train brought them in last week, and then once Dave Hobby heard that it was coming in here to Tab Radio, he goes, no, we'll send him a bill. So thanks to Dave for sending the bill in just to keep him afloat.
Well, I might have to make a detour when I trial next week from Mandurah.
Yeah, good to have them on board as well. Okay, we better get on to a more serious note and have a look at this program tonight. We start off over the 300 metres and a very open market. Negroni at $3.80, currently the favourite. I thought Silly Old Bear might be one to play a part here, a greyhound who's finished second at 2 of his last 3. I know he's awkwardly drawn, but he doesn't have too bad a record from this box. So 5 on top for Ricky Valenti. Number 8, Miss Magnificent, was a really nice second from this box draw 2 starts ago. For third, I'll put in number 2, Making It Rain, and 4, Tilly Tornado. I've left out the favourite. 5, 8, 2 and 4. I'll go shorty in race number 1.
I'll go 3, 5, 7, 2 here. Negroni is certainly banging the door down. Looks a really nice roving banker style of play in this race. That's 17, 18 from 2 starts ago from an inside draw. If we could reproduce that here, likely to be right there in the finisher game. It's certainly not a chips-in job. And to be fair, most of this field, their winning strike rates are moderate at best. So a bit of a challenging way to kick off the night. I'll rove number 3, Negroni. I think it's a very safe place bet around that $1.60. You can throw that into some multis for this weekend. From number 5, Silly Old Bear. Another very consistent place getter. This greyhound only won the 2 of 30 track and trip, but there's 14 placings there, so very reliable for hitting the frame. 8 that should have been there, Miss Magnificent. That's another from the Ricky Valenti camp that is consistent in these sorts of races, and 2, Making It Rain. Tricky start, 3, 5, 8, 2.
I'll go 3, 2, 4, 8. 3, Negroni on top. Placed at her last 3. I think she's due for a win. From number 2, Making It Rain. Boxes haven't been kind to him of late. Comes in a box number 2. His record off inside draws isn't terrible. For third, number 4, Tilly Tornado. And for fourth, I'll throw an 8, Miss Magnificent. 3, 2, 4, 8, race 1.
Let's go to race number 2 on the program. Favourite here is 1, Rock Solid Kid Jesse, currently at $2.50. West on Trixie at $2.70 and Pumping Gas $2.80. So bookmakers having a little bit of difficulty in working out who will be the favourite.
I'm with Pumping Gas here, Pete. 5187 was a good winner 4 back in the same company in 2260. Didn't have much luck at Northam in a heat of the WA Bred Country Cup. Drops bound to the 400 metres where his record's pretty reasonably fair, especially in this company. So I think he can take this out from 1, a Rock Solid Kid. Another greyhound dropping back from the 5 and 9 to the 400. For third, number 8, West on Marshall. And for fourth, number 7, West on Trixie. Wasn't a bad effort last week when winning in harder and easier company, I should say. 5187, race 2.
I'll go with the dog drawn to perfection here in box number 1, Rock Solid Kid. 4 starts from the draw, 3 wins and a placing. Last time it had this box, you go back 9 runs ago, was a winner here in 2254. Defeated Figs McGee on that occasion, who's a pretty nice type in its own right. Placed behind Loki Hook. This dog's got some pretty solid form, and generally from box number 1, we get to see the best of Rock Solid Kid. So I'll go with 1 on top. From 5, Pumping Gas, as Jesse alluded to. This greyhound's going quite nicely in recent times there. For Ben McLean, the placing 2 back, 2261 behind Sunset Pacquiao. Good form reference for a race like this. Number 7 in West on Trixie was a nice performance last time out. Probably needs to trim that time up a little bit to be winning this particular race. It went 22.79 untouched, so just needs to find a few lengths. But the dog's racing well for Kelly Buckwell. And number 8, West on Marshall, is another that is racing well with placings. It's 2 of its last 3 from wide draws. It can hit the frame again. 1, 5, 7, 8.
I agree. Very good record from box number 1. So 1 on top, Rock Solid Kid. 7 West on Trixie, 8 West on Marshall, 5 Pumping Gas, 1, 7, 8, 5. Race number 2. Just before we go to race number 3, we have the scratchings through. The reserves are out of races 1 and 2. Go down to race number 7. And here you can scratch number 5, Barrio Beast is coming out, number 5, and also...
Number 4, I think.
Sorry. 4, Barrio Beast comes out, and also 7, Matrix Bale. Thanks, Shorty. So 4 and 7 comes out. Just fix up my race book. In race number 8, scratch 1, Tier Tremor is ineligible. Race 8, number 1. Race 10, number 2, Little Bailey comes out, and the reserves out of race number 11. So thanks to Samara Pickett for sending that information through for the meeting tonight at Mandurah. Let's turn our attention across to race number 3 over the 488 metres, and number 2, Sand Cruiser, is the favourite here. Currently quoted at $3, second up over the distance, Shorty.
Yeah, this is an interesting affair. It's not an easy race, so I didn't think to dissect. Challenging. Sand Cruiser up to this distance for the first time is certainly looking capable. It has run here over the trip in the past, 27.71, but it's been a while between drinks up over the journey. I'm going to go with number 4, Firefly Lane here for Christine Robertson. Greyhound that's still got a fair bit of upside and improvement to come, I would have thought. This is the sort of race where it could absolutely show up. From number 7, Sure Oliver. I think that number 2, Sand Cruiser, can definitely be there in the mix. And 5, White Cliffs. Challenging affair, though, 4-7-2-5.
I'll go with 1, Weston Panda on top. Recent form is not flash, but comes in a box number 1 here. I think she's got enough speed to hold out the main division of her rivals here, and she comes into provincial class novice after racing in the city class company earlier in her career. For second, number 4, Firefly Lane. Greyhound was a winner 4 back in 27.72. She's not blessed with a lot of box speed, but is in a lot easier racing. For third, number 7, Sure Oliver. Last start place getter in 27.78. And for fourth, I'll throw in 5, White Cliffs. 1-4-7-5, race 3.
Yeah, I found it difficult to work this out. I'm a bit of a fan of White Cliffs, and I called her winning a maiden going back 3 starts ago. I know it was from an inside draw, but she showed speed on that occasion and was able to defeat West on Cole. I'm going to put her on top with a vacant box on her outside to give a bit of galloping room. Firefly Lane doesn't normally show a lot of speed, so 5 on top for Firefly Lane. I think she has a fairly big motor as well. Number 7, Sure Oliver, and 2, Sand Cruiser. 5-4-7-2 in the third. To race number 4, favourite here is number 5, Simple Sally at 3.22. Slippery is at 3.60. Simple Sally, very smart winner, 2 starts back from a wide draw, and I thought was full of merit last start after getting an early check when running second. So I'm going to put her on top. 5 from number 7, Security Guard, a greyhound who's got probably a better record from inside draws. Well, that's what the stats say, with her 2 wins coming from boxes 1 and 2. But I liked her run 3 starts back. For third, number 8 in Osprey Wizard, and number 1, 2, Slippery. 5-7-8-1, Shorty.
I've gone with number 5 and made it a special here. Number 5, Simple Sally. Recent form's been good. That win from box 7 was excellent. And then last time out, 22.55 behind Swan Attitude was another really good run. It has won from this draw. It did win in 22 and 48, which was a really nice performance. I think, that was a quali, pardon me. But yeah, still from the same draw. Nice time, 22.48. And something like that here would see Simple Sally really hard to beat. So yellow on top made it a special. Clear danger is number 7, Security Guard. The win 3 back in 22.65, defeating Kenya Gulfstream, was really good. Showed excellent pace on that occasion. That'll be the key from box 7. It's really going to need to get out and hit the ground running to play a part. But if it does, it can be right there in the mix. 1, 2, Slippery from the good draw can improve here and be right in the mix. And number 6, Drifter. 5, 7, 1 and 6.
I'll go 5, 7, 1, 8, 5, Simple Sally on top. From 7 in Security Guard, 1, 2, Slippery, and for fourth, I'll throw in 8, Osprey Wizard, who hasn't been too bad since arriving. It was a good second first up in the state. 5, 7, 1, 8, race 4.
Let's go to race number 5, first leg of the major quaddie, and Starlight Panama, Jessie, is the favourite at $2.50 for Paul Stewart.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting race. I'm not sure if she's going to be able to cross Sunset Lasso, the greyhound who I've got on top, who was a good third last week behind Balmerino. It's a little bit easier this race. For second, number 2, Starlight Ariel. She's got a massive motor, but she's going to get back, and she might be caught on the fence here. For third, number 7, Starlight Panama, just from the wide draws, the query. And for fourth, I'll throw in 8, Sneaky Pint, who does have a big motor, but haven't seen it for a while. 3, 2, 7, 8, race 5.
Yeah, this is a good race. It's the couple of run-on dogs that are going to be hitting the line hard late, and there's a few other dogs that maybe aren't going to their absolute top that are likely to be up on top of the speed. One of those is the dog that Jesse has mentioned in Sunset Lasso. 27, 69, 73, its last couple. This dog has gone as quick as 27, 28, though, in the past. It's been a little while since it has done that. But I think tonight, in a race where outside of Quest for Power, this dog could land right up on top of the speed here. And I thought in that capacity there could be some improvement. So I'll go with 3 Sunset Lasso on top. From 2 Starlight Ariel, this dog will be charging home late. Its times are better than the opposition, but Jesse made the point, and it was well made, that you know what you get with Starlight Ariel. It does need a little bit of luck because it gets out of its ground and it'll be looking for runs. If it does get those runs open up, it's likely to be too strong late. 7 Starlight Panama just needs to get across from the draw. That'll be the key. And 4 Quest for Power is the other up-on-speed dog that should be able to find itself in a forward position, and from there it puts itself into the range to be certainly in the mix. 3, 2, 7 and 4, race number 5.
I've gone exactly the same way as you, Shorty. 3, 2, 7 and 4, so I won't add anything except for Quest for Power as at start number 50 tonight. So good luck to the connections there. Let's go to race number 6. The favourite is with number 2, Kenya Kraken, at $3. I'm going to go that way. Greyhound, who's been knocking on the door in really good form behind Kenya Mia, My Anarchy Boy and Howard Hook, so drops back to this grade 4 tonight, and I think that he'll be very hard to beat. Number 8, Apache Havoc, a greyhound who's also been racing very well. Good record from wide draws for third. Number 7, Nova Girl, was a smart winner last start. And number 4, Fancy That Fred, is also a greyhound with a fair bit of talent, fair bit of depth in this race. 2, 8, 7 and 4. 2, 8, 7 and 4 for Pete. I thought you could make a case for nearly every runner in this race. There's a pile of early burn. There's a lot of dogs that can run very swift time if they get the start right. Sassy Snickers is up in grade off a really good win last week. Fancy That Fred's been racing very well in some outstanding fields of late. Butter Me Up's in a good vein of form, comes up in grade. Kenya Kraken's the class runner. I love the way Artisan Artist is going of late, comes up with a nice draw. It can be right there in the mix. And the dog drawn out in box number 8, Apache Havoc, has certainly got its paw on the till. I really do like the recent form lines through Sunset Peppy, a dog that we've had as our best bet the last couple of weeks. It's been good to us, and Apache Havoc's been good in defeat in those races. So I'm going to go with number 8 on top, Apache Havoc. From number 2, Kenya Kraken, I thought the value play in the race was number 1, Artisan Artist. From the good draw, it should be able to punch up and get a really nice run within the run. On what we've seen of late, it'll be really finishing the race off nicely. It can be there in the mix at a good quote. And 4, Fancy That Fred, if this dog happens to get the start right and get across, it'll take an awful lot of beating. A really, really deep race. 8, 2, 1 and 4.
I will go 3, 8, 2 and 4 with 3 Sassy Snickers on top. I thought she was a really good win last week from a wide draw. Comes into box number 3 where she's yet to win, but a record from boxes around 2 and 4 are really good. Now, she went 6.22 early, 11.52, and she ran home at 11.01, which isn't very flash. You'd think she would strip a lot fitter for that run. Form over the 488's been really solid, leading some classy customers, so I think we're getting a good quote here for Sassy Snickers. I think she's going to lead Kenya Kraken and Artisan Artist. For second, number 8, Apache Havoc. Greyhound is in really good form, like Shorty said. For third, number 2 in Kenya Kraken. And for fourth, number 4, Fancy That Fred. 3, 8, 2, 4, race 6.
Let's go to race number 7, free for all over the 400. 4 and 7 are scratching, so the field reduced to 6. And $1.95 favourite is Sunset Hornet. Sunset Frazier at $2.05. Very interesting race with both of these greyhounds having a lot of speed, and we've seen Sunset Frazier return last week behind Crumble Manelli, and that run was full of merit, Shorty.
Excellent run, Pete, no doubt about that. 22.33 was very good. It takes on the kennel mate that's flying. I must admit, I honestly thought last week when Molfetta Cruz sat where it did in the run that it would give Sunset Hornet the run by, but Sunset Hornet dug in and won in really impressive fashion. A winner 7 of 10. Sunset Frazier, we know as one of the most exciting dogs in the state when it's up and going. It's a really challenging race to get your head around. I just think with perhaps the vacant box now in box 7, Matrix Bail, and a little bit twisted, likely to use a little bit of the track. Sunset Frazier might get enough room to muster, and we know that when this dog gets room to muster, it's probably the most exciting sort of early to mid-sectional dog in the state. So I'll go with number 6, just with that vacant box now to get that room to muster and be hard to beat. From number 3, Sunset Hornet, there's not a stack between them, to be honest. And if Hornet was to lead Sunset Frazier, given that it held out Molfetta Cruz last week, you'd be challenged to think that something could get by it, but you never know. Different distances can throw up some interesting results. Number 8, a little bit twisted, loves the Fairy Floss draw. It's going to be left alone out there. It'll be hitting the frame. And 2 Hour Benson is a very smart type in its own right. It's a good race, but to me, it's down to 6 or 3. I've leaned slightly towards 6, Sunset Fraser, with that room to muster early. 6, 3, 8, 2.
Shazam, 6, 3, 8 and 2 for me as well. Sunset Fraser on top. Like Shorty said, Matrix Bail's a big scratching because he's got a lot of early speed and a little bit twisted. It's going to be off the track. So Sunset Fraser, I think, is going to get a nice run. From 3, Sunset Hornet, who's got talent beginner and now Benson drawn on her inside. She's probably got enough speed to cross it, but might take a bit out of her legs. For 3rd, number 8 in a little bit twisted, and 4th, 2 Hour Benson, 6, 3, 8, 2, race 7.
I'll go the opposite way. 3, Sunset Hornet to lead and win from Sunset Frazier. Number 2 Hour Benson, and 8, little bit twisted. It'll be a good race though to watch. 3, 6, 2, 8, race number 7. And an even better race if you're on the winner and you've had an investment. Race number 8, 1 and 5 are vacant boxes now. So Tia Tremor coming out, and Sunset Pacquiao, Jesse the favourite at $2.20.
Yeah, that's the way I've gone. Was really impressive in the WA Bred Country Cup on Monday when finishing 3/4 of a length behind Liptrix, and was coming from behind on that occasion. Before then was a good winner in 29.49 at Northam. Has a lot of early speed. I think she'll be able to cross Edsel Bale and Starter Pando and roll to the top. For 2nd, number 7, Go Seek Ariana, who's racing well, was a good winner 2 back in 27.55. For 3rd, 8, Andrea Bale. And for 4th, I'll throw in 2, Edsel Bale, 4, 7, 8, 2, race 8.
Good race this. Go Seek Ariana's going well. It was an excellent performance last week. I was keen on Balmerino, and it had to work hard to run down Go Seek Ariana. It only really got it the last 20 metres of the race. Prior to that was a good winner in 27 and 55. That early split of 5.68, its last couple have both been really good, and I thought if it could reproduce those here, it could certainly be right there and in the mix. So I've gone 7, just at the slightly better odds. From 4, Sunset Pacquiao. I think they're both 2 dogs that sort of stand out a little bit in this race with the scratching of Tia Tremor. I had it as a special, the red, so with it coming out, I've been left with these 2. 7 at the better odds from the 4. 3, Startup Ando will be hitting the line quite nicely, you would expect from there. And number 6, Impress Rock, 7, 4, 3, 6.
Does Startup Endo go right?
Yeah, it's a righty.
Yeah, so I just thought Sunset Pacquiao might be in a little bit of trouble early, so therefore I've gone with you, Shorty. 7, Go Seek Ariana to be able to win. It was a good run last week. 4, Sunset Pacquiao. 3, Startup Ando, and 2, Edsel Bale. She'll get plenty of galloping room now. 7, 4, 3, 2. Race number 8. Race number 9, number 2, Examiner, is the favourite here at $2.50 for Cody Charles. Really been flying up at Northam. And I think returns to Mandurah is the race to lose. So 2, Examiner on top. 7, Loki Hook, a greyhound who was a nice winner going back 3 starts ago for Andrew McLaren. Number 4, Little Bit Sour, was also a nice winner up at Northam last start after overcoming early trouble. And 3, Lockbale is a greyhound who might be able to improve back at the track. Has had the 1 start here and went 22.52. 2, 7, 4, 3 for me in race number 9.
Yeah, look, this is a good race. I've gone with 2 and made it a special Examiner. As you touched on, Pete, recent form's been very good there at Northam. Granted, it's had box number 1 over the 5.09 on both of those occasions, but it's not far from 1 here in box number 2. And that prior run here when runner-up behind Trevor's Gift, it looks pretty good. Trevor's Gift, of course, made the WA Sprint Championship final, and you go back a handful of runs, the dog was a winner here in 27.36. So dog with good early pace, you'd expect Examiner to be up on top of the speed and over 400 if it was to lead. There's only one dog that I think would probably be capable of rolling it, and that is number 7, Loki Hook. This dog can really run on its night. it's been in a rich vein of form. Haven't seen it for coming up for about 8 weeks, so off the freshen up. But sometimes under these circumstances, these dogs can really come out and hit the ground running fresh. And if Loki Hook was to do that tonight and roll to the top, it'd take a power of beating. I've got 2 are special, but 7's a save in the race, and it's definitely the clear danger. Number 4, a little bit sour, is going really well for the Cookie Monster. And I'll also include here greyhound number 3 in Lock Bale for JJ, 2, 7, 4 and 3.
I'll go 3, 2, 7, 4. Number 3, Lock Bale on top, was a good winner when he's only run from a box 8 back in June over this trip. Has been racing well in City Class company at Northern. Ran into some talented types like Bagnai, Daddy's Girl, Shimmer Dream, Rare Speed. It's been racing a lot tougher races than Examiner, who I've got in for second. For third, 7, Loki Hook, and for fourth, number 4, Little Bit Sour. 3, 2, 7, 4, race 9.
Race number 10, scratch number 2, Little Bailey, and ZZ Dawn is the favourite here, Jesse, at $3.
I'm with 3 ZZ Gold on top just from the draw. I thought was a good winner last week when defeating Silly Old Bear from box 4. Steps into box number 3 tonight. For second, number 5 ZZ Dawn. The Kennel Mate was a good winner too back in 1708. For third, 4 Bodacious Bowen. For fourth, 1 Incredible Pink. 3, 5, 4, 1, race 10.
3, 5, 4 and 1 for Jesse. Another good race. There's plenty of greyhounds that can show zip here that are in pretty decent form. I'm going to go with number 5 on top, ZZ Dawn. Just that one run there going back a few runs ago has seduced me, that 1708 run. It's up in grade on that performance, but if it can get the start right and run to that level again, it's likely to take some stopping. Number 3, ZZ Gold, was very good in a similar race, so tipping Gary Nelson for the Quinella. Good luck, Gazza. 1 Incredible Pink off the inside draw comes right into the mix. And then I didn't have much between 4 and 8. 4 Bodacious Bay I'll go with, but 8 Dutch Rambo was a really good winner. It does, however, rise in grade, and it has to overcome the wide draw. And its stats to this point haven't been overly friendly when it's drawn. It's only had it's yet to start from box 8, but it's had 6 starts from box 7 for a win and a placing, and only 1 placing from 5 starts from box 6. So needs a little bit of luck from out wide. It'll really have to Shanghai over. For me, though, 5, 3, 1 and 4. Pretty tricky race, so not one that I'll be getting involved with personally.
I'm going to have a throw at the stump. Shorty at number 9, the reserve, Fearless 2, a greyhound who now gains a start from box number 2. Good record. All 3 victories have come from boxes 1 and 2, and for Trevor Augustin, who's only got a small team, but this greyhound's got a fair bit of ability, I think. So 9 on top, 1 Incredible Pink to run second, 5 ZZ Dawn, and 4 Bodacious Bow. 9, 1, 5, 4, race number 10. Race 11 on the program. Here we have the favourite being, or equal favourites, Spider Gwen and Jetworth, both at $3.50, Shorty.
Yeah, this is another fairly tricky race, must be said. I think that Spider Gwen from the inside draw here really does get a good opportunity. It's still got some improvement to do on the clock. I think it's a race, though, where nothing really would surprise. These short course races, so much of it comes down to the start, and you've really got to be nailing it to be right there in the finish. But I'll go with number 1, Spider Gwen, on top for Rick Valenti. From number 6, Jetworth. So tipping Rick to have a pretty big hand to play in this particular race. I'll include greyhound number 2, West on Halo, and also number 4, Emmy Nakayama. 1, 6, 2, 4. Another race I'll be happy to just watch on.
I'll go 2 West on Halo. It wasn't a bad run, 2 back behind Sunset Pacquiao over the 5 and 9. Drops down to the 300, where it only had 1 start for a second. And it's going to get a lot of room with Kyle Ray. Likes to 1 ride drawn on her outside. For second, 6 Jetworth. For third, 1 Spider Gwen. And for fourth, 5 Luna's the 1, 2, 6, 1, 5, race 11.
Yeah, tough race. 1, 2, 7 and 6. Spider Gwen's probably drawn on the wrong side of the track, but I'll put her on top to win in race number 11. And in the last, $2.80 about Ned, $2.90 Sunset Viper, and $5 about Tick, Tick, Tick. The reason I mentioned $5 is that's the way I'm going, Shorty. Tick, 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 a greyhound who I think can get across from the wide draw. Has been racing up at Northam and Mandurah recently. A greyhound who certainly can run some very quick times at 22.34, and with a vacant box, I think he's in with a real chance. So 7 on top. 4 Enjoyable was a nice run last start behind Sunset Callisto. 5 Maximum Carnage, and 2 Ned I'll put in for fourth. I think it's a risk. 7, 4, 5 and 2.
I'll go with 4-2-7-1. 4 on top, Enjoyable. Love the run last week behind the dog. We were keen on Sunset Callisto, who was really good from the wide draw, but I thought Enjoyable gave plenty of cheek up front. Good early split, 6.27, 22.57 overall. Something like that would see the dog very competitive. It has won 3 of its last 6, so the dog comes in with plenty of confidence, and that runner-up effort last week, something like that there tonight would see it very hard to beat Enjoyable. From number 2, Ned, the dog's certainly got a motor. If it gets the start right, it can play a part. 7, Tick, Tick, Tick. Pete raises some good points. This dog will be rattling at them late. And 1, Sunset Viper, 4-2-7-1.
I'm going to go with the fastest dog in the field, Sunset Viper, set a 22.31 run, 4 back from box 4. Last start from box 1 was 4th behind Max's Odyssey in 22.63. That's some good form line. So Sunset Viper on top. From number 4 in Enjoyable, 2 Ned and 7 Tick, Tick, Tick. 1, 4, 2, 7, race 12.
Let's go to Ryan Levitsky with his thoughts on tonight's program at Mandurah. How are you, Ryan?
Good morning, Pete.
Looking forward to tonight's card?
I sure am. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit at Northern, Pete, with the race calling. The blues and the greens, they all look the same at Northern, and then they throw a 9 in. Honest, whoever came up with green and white for number 9 didn't have their head screwed on right. That needs to be orange or something different.
Welcome to my side of the age when your eyes start testing you. That's why we send the young gun up there, Jesse Erenshaw. But anyway, you've only got another, I think I heard an interview the other day that there's another 4 or 5 months at Northern, so enjoy that. What's your best tonight, please?
One's been scratched, so I'm down to 2. I like race 5, number 2, Starlight Ariel, and race 10, number 5, ZZ Dawn, both upwards of $3.
All right. Quaddie?
No.
Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, I like race 3, number 2, Zipping Louis. This caught my eye. I know the field's good, but each way, Shawnee Kavanagh, he can sneak up with a big priced winner from time to time. So race 3, number 2 each way. I like race 4, number 1, Shy Emoji, and race 5, number 5, Sunset Serengeti. And a quaddie, 3, 4, 5, 6, into 6 and 7, into 3, 4, 6, into 1, 2, 7, and 8. And that's 24 times 4. That's 96.
That took you a little time this morning.
Yeah, well, I've got a sausage dog and a greyhound wrestling in front of me. They haven't made boo for an hour, and now they are.
Who's winning?
Oh, the sausage dog. Yeah, the greyhound, Starlight Shine, as the punters used to know her. She's 13 and yep, defenceless.
And what about the sausage dog? What's the name of the sausage dog, Ryan?
Teddy.
Teddy?
Teddy. I wanted Bont, but the kids wanted Teddy, so...
Named after Teddy Whitten?
Yeah, I can run with that. Thanks. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, you've got to have a link to your beloved Bulldogs, and none better than the great Ted Whitten.
No, beautiful. Yeah, I'll be running with that from now on. Thank you, Shorty.
Okay.
Excellent.
Anything on Monday or Tuesday, Ryan?
Ruby's Rocket, Monday, Northern, race 9, number 7.
Good on you. Good calling tonight.
Thank you. Go the Eagles.
Ryan Levitsky there with his thoughts. I'm cutting him off. The Eagles, gee whiz. Having some Docker supporters jumped on board this week. Jesse, with the West Coast Eagles, your team's travelling nicely. You've been a bit quiet this morning, sitting across from your Dockers' opponent this weekend, the Giants.
Yeah, as long as we don't give them a head start in the first quarter, I think is the big key there. But Fremantle haven't been getting off to lightning starts either. No,
it'll be an interesting clash because... Jesse Hogan has been unstoppable, but one team that might be able to stop him and would like to stop him is Fremantle this week.
They'd like to. Whether or not they can, I don't know that that's something that is doable at the moment. He's playing wonderful footy, and the thing about him is accuracy is spectacular. When he gets his opportunities, he's kicking straight. So he's been an absolute marvel at GWS. They were talking about it last night on First Crack. For a guy that they picked up for pick 54, I think it was, Pete, and he's the cheapest Coleman medal winner in the last 19 years as far as what he's getting paid and the output of being a Coleman medalist.
And I think Fremantle didn't use pick 54.
Correct. Yeah. So it was literally a giveaway.
Wow.
Extraordinary.
There were a few issues when he left. But,
and Melbourne and Freo both gave up an awful lot to get him. It just didn't work out. But you can tell he's just a much happier guy now. He's really found his spot. He can get around with anonymity in Sydney. No one sort of hassles him and gives him any grief. And he's playing great footy.
I think he's very good with the youngsters as well. It's such a young club, so there's a lot of culture to learn, and he's pretty good at that.
When I was with South Fremantle, the development squad, our Colts had won 2 premierships, and we were going for the 3rd in a row, and we came up against Claremont and competitive till 3/4 time. And then this young kid that no one knew at centre-half forward tore South Fremantle apart. His name was Jesse Hogan.
Wow, there you go. And he was probably he's the only real power forward of the last 2 decades to have an instant impact when he arrived at Melbourne. He went straight into the key position. He had the best defender nearly every week, and everyone at that stage thought, this guy's set to take the competition by storm. Well, we were all right, but we were just a decade out in our time and guessing as to when it would happen. But credit to him, it's been quite the transformation. I've always liked him, and it's great to see him getting the best out of himself.
Best bets tonight?
Go ahead, Jesse.
Okay, race 4, number 5, Simple Sally. Race 6, number 3, Sassy Snickers. And race 12, number 1, Sunset Viper. For a quaddie, 2, 3, 7, 8 the first leg, 2, 3, 8 the second leg, 3 and 6 in the third leg, then 4 and 7 in the final leg. What about yourself, Shorty?
Yes, for me for tonight, Jesse, I am going to go with, I've been cut down by Tia Tremor coming out as well. So that leaves me with just 4, 5 Simple Sally and 9, 2 Examiner. Quaddie-wise, I'm going wide the first 2 legs and then trimming it up with the last couple. So 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 leg 1. Field in leg 2. In the third leg, just 3 and 6. And then in that final leg, just numbers 4 and 7, Sunset Pacquiao and Go Seek Ariana. Good luck to everyone playing there tonight at Mandurah.
And don't forget, you get 5 extra super picks to use on races 1 to 5 at Mandurah with Tab Touch. Got the touch, choose Tab Touch, conditions apply, and gamble responsibly. Race number 1 at Cannington on Saturday nights over the 400. Cannington at Mandurah on Saturday night over the 488 metres. Not enjoying the drive down, Shorty.
Especially on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah, it's difficult. Urbanity.
Urbanity.
There you go. I better get that right before tomorrow night.
It's scratched.
You
don't have to worry about it.
Okay. All right, I'll let you go first, Jesse. Which way are you going? Any other scratchings?
Yes, the race 3, number 5, Idyllic Pages out.
Sorry, race 3, number 5, yeah.
Yep, and race 5, number 4, Bezeki, that's a big scratching.
Oh, dear.
Race 5, number 4, yeah.
And so far, that's it for the early scratchings.
Okay, and Urbanity's out of race number 1.
1, 4, 6, 3 for me in the first there. Number 1, Southern Star was a good qualifying trial winner in 27.54. I think can get the job done with his early speed. From Mulfetta Abbey, who's going to be a strong runner, home dog. For third, 6, King Kuna, and for fourth, number 3, Tilly Rose. 1, 4, 6, 3, race 1.
Yeah, look, I had Urbanity on top, so I'm going to have to just have a bit of a quick rejig here now as to what this might look like. I'll go with the greyhound drawn the inside. The quality was good for Max Julian, Southern Star, and gets a nice marble on debut to play a part. I'll then include greyhound number 6, King Kuna, for the Chili Man. Number 3, Tilly Rose, has certainly got its paw on the till. I think it'll be hitting the frame. And 8, Global Tracker, 1638.
I'll go 1, 8, 4 and 6 at this stage, but I might put Kisses for Ruby in if she gains a start. 1, 8, 4 and 6, though, Southern Star on top in race number 1. Race number 2 over the 488 metres, and the favourite here with Tab Touch with the market up is number 8, Racing Barbie at $3.60. Interesting considering she hasn't won from outside of box number 5. I thought Kachis Attitude was a really nice winner. 2 starts back, goes out to box number 8, but a greyhound with a fair bit of ability, so I'll put her on top. Number 5, Hectare Hunter, was a nice run last start from an inside draw. Racing Barbie, number 8, and 3, Black Nest, 6, 5, 8 and 3 in race 2.
Geez, this is a bit of a recurring theme through the night, but there are some deep races that are very even on this Saturday night program, and this is certainly one of those. I think getting the start right here, or indeed getting a little bit of luck in the early stages to push your claims is going to be key. I'm going to go with number 3 on an each-way basis here, Black Ness. I think the dog's got a fair bit of ability, just needs to find a spot early doors. If it can do that, then I think it can be right there in the mix. From number 6, Kachis Attitude, that win 2 back was excellent. Number 8, Racing Barbie, needs that bit of luck to get across, but if it does, it can be right there in the mix. And number 4, West on Kaiser. It doesn't end there, though. 1, Go Seek Francine, and 5, Hector Hunter are both in the mix. I had marks next to 6 of the runners here. They're all in with a sniff in a very, very wide open affair. 3, 6, 8, 4.
I'm with you, Shorty. 3, 6, 5 and 1. 3, Black Ness on top. Currently $11 with Tab Touch. This greyhound has been spearing out of the boxes of late, but has been running into some talented chasers who are a little bit stronger late. So Black Ness, there's not much speed on her inside, apart from Go Seek Francine, who she should be able to cross. I've got her on top. From number 6 in Kachis Attitude, 5, Hector Hunter, and 1, Go Seek Francine. 3, 6, 5, 1, race 2.
What about race 3, Jesse? West on Coal, $3.60, Hollywood Miss, $3.20, and Ironworks, $3.20. Which way are you going here? Are you giving Zinc a chance?
I think he'll be thereabouts, but I'm with Ironworks on top. Was a good winner of a qualifying trial in 27.52. Backed it up with a good box 1 win in 27.38. Don't think the wide box is going to matter. He's not quick out. He's going to zoom past these. I think he's going to be too good. From number 6, Hollywood Miss, who's been impressive in her first 2 career runs. For third, 1, Zinc, he'll get back but run on. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, West on Coal. 8, 6, 1, 4, race 3.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen here. Ironworks is one of the better bets on the program for Paul Stewart. He was on with the boys on the Sports Daily yesterday and gave a really nice push for this dog. Was comfortable with the draw, room to operate, and I've liked what I saw on debut. This dog looks to have plenty of upside. I think it's a nice dog in the making. I think it'll be taking care of business here. 8 are Ironworks on top. From number 6, Hollywood Miss. She did nothing wrong last week. She was our best bet on Saturday night off the inside draw and did it in comfortable fashion. The time of 27.55 was good. Might have to just find a couple of lengths to hold out what we saw from Ironworks on debut, but Hollywood Miss will make its own luck from box 6 and be right up there on top of the speed again. You'd suggest one dog that won't be on top of the speed but will be rattling home late. I loved its run last week was Zipping Lewick. Does need that little bit of luck though, as it will be getting back. And 4, West on Coal, 1, 2 on the bounce before having no luck last time out. It can certainly be thrown in. Zinc will be running home late. It'll be going into my novelties as well. But 8 made it one of the better bets on the card from 6, 2 and 4.
Almost the same way, Shorty. 8 on top, Ironworks to beat 6, Hollywood Miss, number 4, West on Coal, and 3, Such a Vibe. 8, 6, 4, 3, race number 3. Race number 4, the first heat of the Peter Thomas, named after one of our greats that we lost in the industry, over the 488 metres. Very open market. 350, Sunset Pepe is the favourite. Greyhound that keeps winning at his last 2. Can he make it 3 in a row, Shorty?
He can, but I'll tell you what, it'll have to be very, very good here because there's a number of elements that are really, really exciting about this race. One of them is the kennel mate drawn in box 8, Crumble Manelli. Pete, you made a really good point last week, and it's one that I missed on the way through. So your comments were in regards to the conversation you had with Dave Hobby and him suggesting that this dog had had a few little issues that he had just started to iron out, and the performances at her last 2, at his last 2, would absolutely suggest to us that this dog's back somewhere near its best. It took on good opposition on both of those races. Times have been good, 22, 25 and 13. But even at his best, Crumble Manelli, that last little bit has always been a challenge over the 500 and the 488. Been placed all 3, but yet to win over this distance. I thought it could get across and potentially put a bit of fire into this race early doors, and it may well then set it up for the other hobby runner, which is Shy Emoji off the inside draw. Gets a really good look at them here. And the other dog that would benefit, I think, is number 2, Kuro. I've ended up with number 2 on top, Kuro, just thinking that they may burn up a little bit. I think this dog's got a big engine and a big future. Happy enough to spec it on an each-way basis here, number 2. From One Shy Emoji gets the good run. 8, Crumble Manelli, I think will be in front and give them plenty to think about. And number 6, Sunset Peppy. But this is one of those races where I had marks next to 6 of the dogs. I was keen Sunset Callisto last week. It was an impressive winner. This is a step up in grade. Bagnea is in hot form right now. Has to be given a good winning chance, as does Daddy's Girl. It's a really challenging race, hence me looking for each-way value. 2 each way from 1, 8 and 6.
I'll go 6, 3, 1, 4, 6, Sunset Pepe on top. Form's been really good. I think could roll to the top here. Might have enough speed to hold out Crumble Manelli, especially on a bend start, which could be crucial. For second, number 3, Benai's been racing really well at Northam. For third, number 1, Shy Emoji. And for fourth, I'll throw in 4, Daddy's Girl. 6, 3, 1, 4, race 4.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be holding him out, and I think he's the one to beat. Crumble Manelli. He's got an excellent record. He's the only grade 4 in the race. He's won 3 of 4 from the pink. I know he hasn't won here at the track and distance, but there should be trouble underneath him with the speed. All got similar speed, 1 to 5, speed from 6 and 7. He crosses them. He could be off and running. So 8 on top, Crumble Manelli. 6, Sunset Pepe. 1, Shy Emoji. 2, Curo. 8, 6, 1, 2. There's a lot of depth, though, in the first heat. Second heat of the Peter Thomas is race number 5, first leg of the major quaddie, and the scratching of number 4, Bezecchi, is important. Fairly open market with Sunset Serengeti, Sunset Comanche, both at around $3.60 before the scratching came through. I'm going with Sunset Serengeti, greyhound who put a couple of wins together and then found all sorts of trouble last start over the 488 metres when returning to the track. That was back in early June. A greyhound who's won 5 of 6 over the trip. Number 8 for second, which is Sunset Mirage. Should be well served from out in box number 8. Loves the pink. For third, number 6, Sunset Comanche. And I'll put Wise Barra from box number 1 in to run in the first 4. 5, 8, 6, 1. So the hobby trained chasers in race number 5.
Another really good race. I've gone with the 6 here, Sunset Comanche. Obviously now been racing over the longer distances, but step back last time out and won in 27.17 in really impressive fashion. Needs a little bit of luck. I wouldn't expect it to be up on top of the speed. It's going to be having to come from back in the pack, but gee, this dog's got a big finish on it, and if it lands somewhere near them, it'll be absolutely charging to the line late. From number 5, Sunset Serengeti, greyhound that's got an excellent record, track and trip. It's won 5 of 6 here, and if it can get the start right, it'll be right there in the mix. Number 2, Burglemere, probably racing a little below its best, but this dog can absolutely play a part if it can just get the right sort of run. And 8, Sunset Mirage, 6, 5, 2 and 8 in race number 5.
I'll go 5, 6, 1, 2. 5, Sunset Serengeti on top. The Group 2 WA Oaks winner earlier in the year. She won the Mandurah Oaks here at the track as well, so she's well raced here. For second, number 6, Sunset Comanche is going to get back but run on. For third, number 1, Wise Barra. And for fourth, I'll throw in 2, Burglemere. 5, 6, 1, 2, race 5. You have to turn your microphone on, Pete.
I do that all the time. Race 6, Emerald Guard at 370. Need AI where it just recognises that I'm about to talk. Emerald Guard, the favourite.
Like imagine some of the things that would come out in here.
Yeah.
That's a very good point you raised, Jesse.
Good podcast one day.
Oh,
which way are you going, Jesse?
I'll go 6, 4, 5 and 3 with 6, Sunset Nitro on top. It was a good second, 2 back behind Emerald Guard. Got in a bit of trouble last week behind Crumble Manelli, but 6, Sunset Nitro I think can burn to the top. The danger is number 4, Sunset Tyson, was a good winner, 2 back in 22.23. I think he's capable of going nearly sub 27 over this trip. For third, number 5 in Arbolino, and for fourth, number 3, Emerald Guard, who's a very talented chaser in his own right. 6, 4, 5, 3, race 6.
6, 4, 5 and 3 for Jesse. Gee, this is a good race. I've said it about the other 2 Peter Thomas heats, but this is another that's just wide open. The market tells us exactly that, and you can. It just comes down to who's going to get that start right. And if one of these can pinch a break, then they're often gone. But if they can't, dogs like Emerald Guard will be absolutely charging late. This is purely speculative, and this not being one of my dogs because it's not the most reliable of beginners. But number 4, Sunset Tyson, I just thought this was a race where the dog, if it could get the start right, would be capable of landing in a spot early, and from there could be right in the finish. From number 6, Sunset Nightjar, who's more reliable early. Number 3, Emerald Guard, really strong. If they go quick up front and take each other on, it can come into the race. And 5, Arbolino's been going great guns of late for Paul Stewart winning 2 of his last 3. West on Smokies in with claims, as is also a little bit warped. It's a great race, 4-6-3-5.
I love them when they're sort of down in grade, and that's Emerald Guards, a grade 4 up against grade 5. So I know he's going to need luck early, but he's got a great record, 10 wins at the track and distance from 18 starts. 4 Sunset Tyson, the hardest to beat, 6 Sunset Nightjar, and 2 Little Bit Warped, 3-4-6-2 in race number 6. Race 7 on the program. Favourite here is with Mortality at $1.75, a greyhound who has been most impressive, winning at his last 3, and he gets another opportunity on Saturday night, Shorty.
He does. He's one of the best bets on the program. The price is not super, but gee, I made the point when speaking to Hayden King on Greyhound Gold on Wednesday, guys, that sometimes when you're watching racing, your eyes tell you something, and this dog just chases through brick walls. Like, it really digs in. So for me, 6 Mortality, an awfully hard to beat. Very, very smart greyhound in good hands. It's going places here in WA. From number 3, Carter Axelrod, we know that this dog has got a big motor. It runs over a trip. If it lands on speed, it'll be hard to hold out. Number 2 in Elsa Baloney hits the frame a lot at value. And number 7 in Kanyamia, 6-3-2-7.
I'll go 6-1-3-7. 6 Mortality on top. He's just very talented chaser. He can win from pretty much anywhere. For second, number 1 in Custer Benelli. He's going to get a good draw here. He's got a decent record over the trip. It's been racing a lot harder company than this mixed 4-5 grade. For third, number 3, Carter Axelrod. And for fourth, I'll throw in 7, Kanyamia. 6-1-3-7, race 7.
6, 3, 7 and 5 for me. Mortality on top in race number 7. The Shane Lloyd. Was that Shorty? Shorty Lloyd?
That was Jeff Lloyd.
Jeff Lloyd, 6-3-7-5 in race number 7. Let's go to race number 8. No market up at the moment. I'm going to go with number 8, Light Manelli. Loves box number 8. 3 wins from 8 starts from the draw. So putting her on top over the 300. From number 2, Our Boy Doug, who's been in sparkling form. 6, Cool Myra, and 7, Solid Tank. A lot of these could win this race. 8, 2, 6, 7.
I'm pretty keen, Our Boy Doug here. I like the way the dog's going. Always had time for it. Off the inside. Should be first to the fence, and from there, hard to beat. From number 7, Solid Tank's got really good early pace. Very reliable. 8, Light Manelli. I love the dog. If it gets the start right, be hard to hold out. And 1, Hopeland. 2, 7, 8 and 1. Made 2 a special.
I'll go 7-2-8-1, 7 Solid Tank. Led Crumble Manelli last week. That's no easy feat. Went 6-18 to the first peg. Yet to win over the trip, but if he can repeat that performance, I think he's going to take a power of beating. For second, number 2 in Our Boy Doug. For third, 8 Light Manelli, and fourth, 1 Hopeland. 7-2-8-1, race 8.
Race number 9 over the 652. Couch Surfer at 260 with an excellent record from box 1. Coco Shimmer favourite though, Shorty at 240.
Ooh, this is a challenging race. A Couch Surfer I've been a lover of for a long time, but we probably haven't seen the very best of the dog. Gets a lovely look here off box 1 with Stevie Manelli, a slow beginner in box 2. It's really going to get a good opportunity to be right up there and hard to beat, but probably I just want to see it back into the winners list before I get involved with it. So I'll go with 4 Coco Shimmer on top, from 1 Couch Surfer, 6 Pepper Grinder. I don't think there's much between the 3, to be honest. And then number 2 Stevie Manelli, 4-1-6-2.
Shazam 4-1-6-2, Coco Shimmer on top from Couch Surfer, who I have a lot of respect for, but he needs to get back to winning ways. 6 Pepper Grinder and 2 Stevie Manelli, 4-1-6-2.
I thought it was a remarkable effort last week. I know he was beaten a fair way, but he met early trouble. I thought the run was really good. I thought the time was okay as well. Couch Surfer, and that was his first run back at the track for about 5 months, I think it was, Jesse. So I'm putting him on top to strip fitter and with a good record. 4 Coco Shimmer, 6 Pepper Grinder, 2 Stevie Manelli, 1, 4, 6 and 2 in race number 9. Race number 10 over the 652, Sage to Nil, the $1.40 favourite. She's short enough. She's got a good record over the track and distance though, so I'll put her on top in the small field. 2 All About Cole's been in sparkling form for the best baker in the business, Darren Rowe. Number 1, Blessed Doll, 8 Hippie Trail, 4-2-1-8 in race number 10.
Yeah, I'll go 4-2-1-6 here. 4 on top, Sage to Neil. Thought the effort was very good in the WA distance final. Only beaten 3/4 of a length after setting the tempo. Back to the trip where she's run some great races. From 2, All About Cole looms as the logical threat. They should be running first and second. 1, Blessed Doll looks almost a lock for third there. And 6, Clifton Isla, 4-2-1-6.
Interesting race, 4-2-8-1 for Sage to Neil on top from 2, All About Collar. Just think the stage is a little bit more brilliant early. For third, 8, Hippie Trail, and 1, Blessed Dole. 4, 2, 8, 1, race 10.
Race number 11, no market up. Vacant box in 5. I'll go 2, 8, 3 and 7. Impress Amber's got a couple of wins to her name over this distance, and I think she'll go very hard, or be very hard to beat again from an inside draw.
2, 7, 8 and 3 for me. 2 on top, Impress Amber from the inside draw. From number 7, Raclet Manelli. 8, Seahorn, up in grey, but looks to have ability. And 3, Impress Canelo. 2, 7, 8, 3.
I'll go 2, 4, 1 and 3 to Impress Amber on top. 4, Hard Maintenance, I can give a really good push for. Trialled well. For third, 1, Flying Tatum. And for fourth, 3, Impress Canelo. 2, 4, 1, 3, race 11.
And what do you like in the last, Jesse?
I've gone 1, 7, 8 and 5, 1, Idle, a while off the good draw. From 7, Long Johnny. 8, My Time. And 5, Rosie Brown. 1, 7, 8, 5.
I've gone with 7 on top, Long Johnny, racing really consistently. We'll win one of these soon, but Idle a while's well drawn in the red. It's a danger. 8, My Time gets room to operate out wide on the track. And number 2, West on Whistle, 7, 1, 8, 2.
7, 8, 1 and 2. Long Johnny on top for me in the last on the program on Saturday night at Mandurah. Best bets and quaddie, please, Shorty.
Best bets for me are race 3, number 8, Ironworks, race 7, number 6, Mortality, race 8, number 2, Our Boy Doug. I like a 2 and 7 Quinella in that particular race. Quaddie-wise, Pete, I have, it's similar to the Friday night play because I think there's first 2 legs are really wide. So I've got 1, 2, 5, 6 and 8 in the first leg. Second leg, numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We go 1 out in the third leg with number 6, Mortality. And then in the final leg, numbers 2, 7 and 8. That's my quaddie for Saturday night.
I like race 2, number 3, Blackness at a value. Race 5, number 5, Sunset Serengeti. And race 9, number 4, Coco Shimmer, I think can get the job done for a quaddie. We'll go 1, 2, 5, 6 the first leg, 3, 4, 6 the second leg, 1 and 6 the third leg, and bring it home with 2, 7, 8 there, Pete, on Saturday night.
All right. The jet sets will be taking off later on this afternoon.
Absolutely, Pete. Yeah, looking forward to catching up with the train. We've got Jace Campbell coming on, Corey Smith, also our man Bones Harmon to look at Darwin, and all the kennel mail, Damien Credelli, Graham Credelli, Lukey Townsend, who's in a bit of form, as well as the train. So that's all there on the Jet Set podcast this afternoon. Have a look at our social media from about 1 o'clock this afternoon.
And box draw for the Nationals as well. Is that today?
Today, yes.
Today, just after
around
12.
lunchtime. Yeah, around
Lunchtime
lunchtime.
today, so it'll be exciting. And currently, pre-box draw, the market is up with Tap Touch for the sprint if you want to get on nice and early. Thanks, boys.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, visit gamblinghelpline.org.au.